Greetings! I'm Fern, the creator of Pseudo Hex and co-creator of Hellborn. As most of you may know, Hellborn recently had a quite successful Kickstarter campaign, reaching its goal and even managed to hit 2 of its stretch goals as of the turning to July. As Hellborn's development is slowly coming to an end, we began to slowly work on our next big project, Midnight Glamours, an investigative TTRPG that draws heavy inspiration from The Wolf Among Us, Call of Cthulhu, and Bison. Midnight Glamours is a very unique feature, that being it is completely diceless. Rather than using dice, use a standard deck of playing cards. We'll go over the system we've cooked up in a second, but first, we'll introduce you to the world of Midnight Glamours. In a bygone age, whimsical spirits of nature walk the same soil as man, guiding them and helping them when they needed help. They were known as the Fae. Some worshipped them like gods, others saw them as myths, and others sought to completely eradicate them. As the Crusades raged on and Inquisition sought out to destroy everything that went against their faith, the Fae showed mercy and decided to retreat back into their world and enter a deep sleep, hoping that mankind would learn from their mistakes and be ready to embrace them once they awaken from their slumber. After 1,000 years, the Fae have awakened to a world hostile to them. Their magical glades have been turned into parking lots for shopping mega-complexes. Their once mystical gates that led to their domains have been desecrated with graffiti and advertisements. The world they once knew has been destroyed, annihilated by mankind's greed and avarice, and they were not happy about it. Wrathful and filled with spite, they cursed mankind. Nature took up arms and brought forth elemental fury and destruction in its wake. The trees grew legs, the waves swallowed seaside towns whole, and earthquakes tore the land asunder. Children were born with deformities such as long ears, bug eyes, button skin, and an affinity for magic. Many of them died, but some lived and were branded as misbegotten heralds of the end. Men and women became hulking and monstrous, forced to hide away from the rest of the world to conceal their supernatural conditions. And many were forced to live with the bestial instincts of one of the Fae's world's animals inside of them. Such people are known as the Glamours, and are forced to live with the curse of the Fae for the rest of their lives. However, their condition allows them to do one thing that other humans cannot: interact with their Fae and use their tricks against them. As a Glamour, it is your duty to protect mankind from the Fae's fury, or fall to the corruption of the Fae, and be forever lost to gloom. This paragraph is essentially the summary of the entire setting. Of course, we plan to expand the lore of the game, but for now, this is all we have. Now, let's go back to the system I mentioned earlier. When you want to do something that has a chance of failure, you can or must make a call. Each call utilizes one of the 4 attributes, those being brawn, acuity, presence, and trick, and one of the many available skills. On a call, you do a number of cards equal to the attribute's rank. If you also have any ranks in the skill that the call calls for, you add that amount of cards to your hand. External bonuses add cards to your hands, while penalties take away cards. Note that up until this point, all cards are face down, so you remove cards randomly. Once you assemble the hand, turn the cards face up. If you add at least one card of the same suit, you succeed. You also succeed if you have a figure of the same color. If you succeed and draw an ace of the same color, you critically succeeded and gain one of 4 conditions which provide a bonus to one of the 4 attributes until you draw a critical failure or you fall unconscious, those being inspired, invigorated, hastened, and impassioned. You do not need multiple cards of the same suit or color to succeed in a call, but the more that you have, the better the result of what you're trying to do. Another note is that cards of the same suit and color are called hits. It's definitely a unique system and it will take a lot of fine-tuning to perfect, since not many games use playing cards for everything. Combat works near identically, with a few changes here and there. For ranged combat you make a trick plus aim call, and for unarmed or melee combat you make a brawn/brawl or weaponry call, depending on whether you use melee weapons or your fists. you get at least one successful card, a hit, the attack hits, otherwise it misses. Damage is calculated by taking the number of hits you drew on the previous call and adding the weapon's damage value. For example, let's say you're attacking with a knife, which is a weapon value of 2, and you draw 3 cards, 2 cups and 1 spade, meaning that you get 2 hits. 2 hits plus the weapon's damage equals 4, so you deal 4 damage. Now, twice per round, a creature or character can attempt to dodge or block a successful attack. You can dodge all kinds of attacks, but you can only block melee or none attacks. For dodges, use tricks plus motorics, and for blocks, you use brawn plus endurance. Similar to attacks, take the number of hits from the call you made, add your armor's armor value, and reduce the damage taken by that amount. Another idea we had was that when you reach 0 or negative hit points, you don't immediately just die. Instead, you're unconscious and you have to play blackjack every turn you remain unconscious. If you lose 3 times while unconscious, you die. You remain unconscious until somebody is able to heal you or patch you up with a successful Acuity plus 10th call. This can be very nerve-wracking and is the definition of gambling for your life. We believe it's perfect for this kind of pulp detective game that uses cards. Midnight Glamours is still in extremely early development, and it will take a while before we even have an alpha version ready, so we're focusing all of our attention in finishing Hellborn. And this is where you, the viewers, come in. The most important part of creating a game is getting feedback. And we want you, yes you, our dear viewer, to help us make Midnight Glamours the best game it can be by providing us with feedback and suggestions. Over the next few months, we'll be releasing videos detailing different aspects of Midnight Glamours and showcasing all the new ideas and systems I've thought of. Did one of the rules we mentioned sound too confusing or redundant? Do you think a certain rule would be cool to have? Then make sure to comment on that video, and most likely your suggestion will make it into the game. This is just one of many videos we plan to make that detail our journey and the game's development. And we'll make another video as soon as I have any meaningful updates to share, and when we have completed a large chunk of the rules we feel the community should like guide us upon and share their opinions on. If you support us, make sure to join our Patreon and fund our current game, Hellborn, on Kickstarter. Links to both are in the description. Until next time.